Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MartiniWorks Podcast. It is Black Friday, ladies and gentlemen. The American consumerism capitalist day of the year is here.
Yeah, let's buy
stuff. But really, it is a good day because if you have been saving your money and you're looking to modify your car, I feel like today, through the weekend, into Monday, is probably the best time to snag something.
Yeah.
I'm not obligated to say that. We do have a bias for it, obviously. But we see deals, come and go all the time throughout the years, throughout the months. And Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals statistically are always the deepest deals of the year.
Yeah,
So
by far.
Yeah, some of the companies wait all year just for Black Friday. Like Airlift, for example, like they almost religiously only on Black Friday have a big sale. And they do have one this year on 3P and 3H.
what is it?
So we had to do it a little bit funky on our site because they specifically had the management on sale.
Yep.
But we don't sell just the management. Why would you want just the management? We sell them as kits, right, with the struts and everything. So if you purchase a kit from MartiniWorks, you get $335 off of a kit, a 3P or 3H.
Which is a good chunk of change,
Yeah.
all things considered,
yeah.
especially when you're spending like $3,000 on some air suspension. I mean, that's kind of the cool thing. Obviously, at MartiniWorks, our big thing is to only choose the good deals. We don't want to put everything on sale or, accept every deal that gets sent to us because a lot of stuff gets sent to us and it's typically like blowout stuff for like 5% off.
Yeah,
and
and
you
it's
guys
like-
don't want that. If you didn't want it before it was Black Friday, why the hell would you want it now?
Yeah, it's like usually 3 wheels of their like 40 that they have, and it's
Yeah.
like
We've got a 20
17 by 8.
Yeah, we got a 20 by 8.5 plus 56 on sale for 5% off.
In
It's
one
like,
color.
That's silly. So if you guys are looking for stuff, obviously today's the day. We hope you're enjoying the podcast. Go check out the website. We got some cool quest log stuff that we did to kind of make the Black Friday deals really fun. We got exclusive promotions that you can't actually find anywhere else with brands like Kansei and
Yeah.
Koenig and BC, and Fortune Auto has free coilover covers. If you pick up a set of Fortune Autos from our
Which are honestly, like, I know that sounds silly. Coilover covers are really nice.
Coilover covers are such an underrated mod.
Yeah,
because
100%.
if you drive, especially up north, if you drive on coilovers and you're not covering those threads and you try moving them bad boys in the
It's a
spring,
nightmare.
it is disgusting.
I've been running them on my BMW actually for the last few years, and every year I switch over to like a different set of, like when I put my winter tires on. I give them a good check, and yeah, they're holding up really
Yeah,
nice.
it's so nice because then you can obviously like I know you can put like almost like a grease protectant, right?
yeah, you
on the
can
threads a
do
little
like
bit.
that liquid film or
Yeah.
whatever, but
But the covers really help a ton. So if
Fluid
you
film.
and they're like $130 typically, but you get them for free right now only at MartiniWorks if you pick up a set of Fortune Auto coilovers. So
plus they're also on sale too. So.
they're also on sale. Yeah, they are, which is actually super cool. We know that obviously Fortune Autos are a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, they got up there.
They have climbed quite a bit, which has been a tricky topic throughout the year. Really just waiting for car parts and milk to come down in price, maybe one day. But today, we only get to see one of those two things come down. They're not running Black Friday deals on milk. They're running Black Friday deals on car parts.
I have a
Just
problem.
go get free milk if you're brave enough.
I have a problem on I get locked up
do
on
you
Black Friday. I get
You
scared.
eat too
You
much
get
cheese or something?
sensory, like almost like analysis paralysis.
Yeah, well, it's like because there's so much I want to buy, but it's
That's
like
true.
I also don't want to like buy something and then be like, oh shit, I should have bought this other thing that's on sale. Because like they have deals scattered all over, and it's gotten so inflated over the years where like companies just mark everything on
Yep.
sale, and half of it, like Alex was saying, is just kind of like BS sales. It's not even really anything you would ever care about anyways. So I think that is a important note that we took the time to, like showcase some of the really good stuff. And we have some like surprisingly really good sales. Like Apex was one that surprised me, like up to 40% off. And we were like, oh, up to 40.
They got like one
They'll
set
have one
that's
set of
40
no,
off.
there was
it's-
actually some solid ass deals on Apex. I had those. I had the SM10 RS on my Supra. I really like those. Their fitments for their platforms are next
Yeah.
to none. The wheels come out perfect.
They fucking kill it. Because we got the VS5 RSs for Maggie's Type R, and it's like, dude, those are literally the perfect wheels for that car. Like, it's so good. I'm glad we went with the 19s too. I know a lot of people go down to like the 18s, but they had a video on their website that showed a Type R with the lowering springs that we had in like that 19 size. And I'm like, dude, that's it. Like, that is what we want right there. And yeah, dude, they kill it with their sizes and offerings, and like, they're literally perfect.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more of a tire guy myself. I think one of the big ones that I would probably jump into right now is if I was trying, because I'm in the position right now where I should probably spend more time like fixing my cars than buying more parts for said cars.
Yes.
You don't say. Yeah, shut up. Which means for me, I think I would probably focus more on the tire side of things if I had like a daily driver. So Continental has a $110 rebate right now.
That's a ton of rebates,
which is really cool. And we got the Viking Contact 8, which is a banging winter tire. We've seen a lot of people actually pick those up on the website. So hopefully you guys and gals are enjoying them. I got a little bone to pick with some random anonymous person on Reddit, though. Somebody made a really nice post about us. They're like, hey, just want to let everybody know MartiniWorks is like the go-to place to buy car parts because they mentioned that our customer experience was really great, that we credited them a discount between the price they paid and like a sale price that we didn't have on the website. We just automatically processed it for them, and then we just like let them know, which was really cool. I was like, that is a really nice thread. So I went in there and I said thank you, and I was kind of checking some stuff out, and somebody's like, yeah, I really like MartiniWorks too, but I really wish they didn't glaze Continental so much. They're so biased because they're actually just paid by Continental to say they're a good tire when they're objectively not a good tire and nobody runs them at the track. Friend, you are wrong. I have ran Continentals on track. I ran the DWS06. I've run the ECS02. I ran the ECS02 on a street show setup with tiny sidewall. I think it was a 30 sidewall or 25 side. I think it was 30 sidewall on Becca's M4 competition for Grid Life weekend, knowing damn well that I probably should have had a much more beefier sidewall to do anything fun. And those tires held up like a champ. They're absolutely fantastic tires. I think a lot of people almost get paralyzed in choices for tires. We did that tire pyramid video, which I think has helped a lot.
Yeah.
But no, if you guys are on the fence and you're like, man, I just don't know if I should run Continental, and you want to like get like an unbiased opinion, you can go literally look online at anybody else that's talked about Conti tires, and they're going to say that they're fantastic. You're going to be closest compared when you look at Contis as like an upper premium, like everyday tire, as like Michelin.
100%. And I mean, to be fair, like, dude's not wrong. Yeah, the Continental is a sponsor of the podcast, 100%. But like I think we said on here multiple times before, it's like we were running them and supporting them and learning about them before the podcast was even a twinkle in our eye.
Yeah. Like we chose them.
We sought after them.
Yeah, we asked them to be a sponsor.
They didn't come to us. We came to them.
Yeah.
They're a fantastic tire, and see them all the time when we go to track events. Like when we were down to VIR, there was plenty of people running, especially like we mentioned too, like when in the wet, you know, it's like rain comes out at the track, and all of a sudden you see people, you know, if they're not running Continental, you know, they're swapping over to the ECS02 because they just do really good in the wet.
Official partner of the World Racing League, so you can't say that they're non-racing. They're in WRL.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Any other good stuff?
There's a lot of good stuff. So the
35% off Koenig.
Thank you.
That's a good one. And plus their Ford stuff.
35% off Koenig.
Which is huge too, because like their Ford stuff is already such a killer deal.
And they came out with some killer designs on the Forged stuff. Like, they're good looking wheels. I think people are sleeping on the Koenig Forged a little bit right now, just because for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't see much like talked about, but they're good. They're really good wheels, and the finishes look awesome. And we got to check them out at SEMA, and we've even had a few in for review. And the fact that they're doing those on sale, someone please, for the love of God, go scoop up some Forged Koenig wheels. Send us a picture when you get them on, because I haven't seen enough of them on cars yet. Just they're so new.
Yeah, a monoblock Forged option for, I think they're what, mid 2000s or something like that, for like a good size. That's a killer deal, dude.
It's a great deal.
If you want to hop into your first set of Forged wheels, there's like no better.
Otherwise, you're paying,
go with a name brand and not counterfeit dog water. I'm not kidding. Like Koenig Forge is a great.
Speaking of which, I have a real quick story about counterfeit and not counterfeit. So when my wife and I go to the grocery store, we always get into a debacle about buying brand name versus the copy of whatever. Always. She loves to get the no name stuff, and I am a brand whore, and I'm like, no, I am getting regular Frosted Flakes. You can kiss my ass. But this time we needed to get some new Ziploc bags.
Ooh.
And she's like, just get the off brand. Like, it's literally like over $1 cheaper for the same amount. And I was like, I didn't have a good argument on why I wouldn't get the cheaper one. So I'm like, fine. Okay. I get home. I used it once, and that fucking zip broke immediately. One zip. It wasn't even packed full. I did nothing. I did the lightest little zip, and it just tears out. I'm like, there's no way. Are you serious? So there are circumstances where, yes, just go with the brand name.
But it looks the same. It looks the same. It's the same thing.
It's not,
they get
I
it from
swear.
they get it from the same supplier. It's the same bag maker. It's just branded.
I think you did it really aggressively to prove a point.
No, I didn't. I swear on my life. I swear I didn't even think of it because I was kind of with it for this one. I was like,
All
okay,
right.
this one makes sense. Okay, I'm for it. Nope. I'm going back to brand name whore.
Damn.
So I think there's a lot of people. Obviously, it's a Black Friday day, but like 2025 has been kind of hard in terms of like saving money and
I'd
you
say.
know kind of affording life
Yeah.
and existing. So I figured I don't know if we had a plan for this podcast, but I want to talk about just for a couple minutes unconventional ways that you've managed to make money to afford your car part hobby.
Oh man.
I'll let you think about it.
Well, I started off with photo shoots.
Okay, so you used to be a photographer.
Yeah.
How much did you charge for a session before you complained about it on Facebook that everybody else does it for free and that's why you're running out of business?
I was the opposite. I was the guy doing it for free. And
So you ran people out of business.
yeah, I did get some of those comments actually, like undercutting people. But it was like I always felt like guilty for a while because I didn't know anything about photography. I was all self-taught, so it's like I remember like it started getting to the point where it's like, how much do I owe you or how much for the shoot? And I was like, holy shit, like all these people are offering to pay. Like I'm kind of stupid if I don't start charging. Yeah. So I started off like $50 a shoot, and I would do rollers. We would do freaking 6 different locations, probably around 40 edited photos when you're done. $50 flat rate. And it went up a little bit incrementally through the years, but it never really got like super crazy. I just love doing it so much. It was like, I can't believe I'm getting paid to freaking do this. But that definitely helped fund the car part, especially on my like Evo and Focus ST. That's how I was hustling to get some parts on there.
I remember when I was younger, when I started getting into the car scene, I was kind of past like the RuneScape account buy and sell phase. But what I had moved into was photography. I had something called AM Productions. I remember did the same thing. I used to do it for free. I did it for free for like a year, I remember. Then a year after that, I started charging $40. That was my base price.
Damn it.
For an hour. But I didn't do like rollers and stuff. And I did like portrait photography. So I did like couples and senior photos and stuff like that. And then did that from, gosh, it would have been like 2012 to 2017. 2011 to 2017.
I mean, to be fair, you took our engagement photos.
I did. Yeah. I also married you and Maggie in my living room.
Yeah. Okay.
There's more to unpack there.
Yeah, I did it. I was first.
We're
Everything
not-
else
we
after that
weren't
was
supposed
just
to talk about that.
yeah, so everybody that went to Gels and Maggie's wedding just know that I did it first. No, so I did that, and then I remember my first wedding photography that I did. It was 8 hours. I charged $300. I think that was kind of how I afforded car parts back then. And then obviously over time it went up. I think in 2017 when I kind of like sunsetted it because we were starting in Appleton, I think an hour photography was, I don't know, like $150 for a session. And then weddings were like anywhere from
That's where the money is.
It is.
anywhere
But it
from
sucks.
anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000, depending on like how many shooters in time.
Yeah,
There was one time like Becca used to hustle it with me. Back when I was in college, I remember one time doing 3 weddings in 5 days. It was
Oh my God.
It was a
Oh
Thursday.
my
It was a
God.
Thursday,
You were
Saturday,
rich.
Sunday.
That paycheck had to be crazy.
That was crazy. Yeah. Then if they paid in cash, bro, like
Ooh.
this is ChatGPT AI. This
What?
is not Alex
What?
talking.
If they paid in cash, what?
I was just so rich.
Why?
You know, make 30% more.
Why? Why would you make more money if you paid cash, Alex?
Listen, I was just a 19-year-old hustler
Listen.
back then.
There's a certain individual that's going through some stuff right now. I'd be careful with what you're saying.
For real, you're gonna be walked out in cuffs in a minute.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's crazy.
Cut.
That's crazy. If I always
Got
think,
whistling gasoline over here.
yeah. Whistling E85. No, I mean, that's kind of what I did back then. I think everybody kind of has their own thing. You do bring up a good point that I think is worth talking about, like the drama of being a photographer, especially in like the automotive space, when people are like, I can't make this a business because everybody else keeps doing these photo shoots for free.
Yeah.
You remember those days? I used to do that shit for free all the time. That's how you get your name out there, big boss. You know, if you want to make money and if you want to keep your business.
I remember one time I was at a bar and I had a guy get mad at me. And this is well into my photography career. This was like probably
Can you just tell the class what your photography name was though? Because this is really important.
first name, last name photography.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
It was
Keep it
Dakota
simple.
Stone Photography because
Keep it
I've been told by, I can't even tell you how many people say I have a movie star name.
Dakota Stone.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
kind of a
yeah.
movie star name. Yeah.
I hear that all the time. Always like the lady at the checkout, I'll give her my debit card. I'm like, whoa, that's a movie star name. I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
Thanks. My parents gave it to me. And but yeah, anyways, I'm at the bar. I'm like 5 years into shooting at this point, doing shoots religiously. And this guy comes up to me. I remember seeing him one time in high school, like walking through the halls, if that. And he was like 2 grades below me. And he's like, hey, man, how you been? Talking to me like I've fucking known him my whole life. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to get a photo shoot. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, shoot me a message and we can set something up. I'd be down. He's like, all right. And yeah, like, you think you could do it just like for free? I'm like, what? No. And he's like, well, we went to like school together and stuff. And he got so shitty with me
really?
because I wouldn't do it for free. And I don't even know this dude. I think he was just drunk. Cause
Probably.
we were at the bar, but
Yeah. I mean, you shot pools for a while too, didn't you?
I did a lot of pool shooting. That was a hustle because I won't do people. I hate taking photos of people because like if someone is very worried about how they look, no matter how good the photo is, they will
There's
just
always something
hate
wrong
it.
with it. There's
They
always
will hate-
something wrong with it.
every single time. So it drives me nuts. And I don't know how to pose people. A car, it's like you just put it in good.
You always had really good angles when you did car photography, though, because like I remember you used to shoot because like everybody when they start in car photography, they'll do like front straight on, rear straight on, side maybe a 3/4 shot, and then they would like take random macros of like random things like side mirrors and like door handles and stuff. And I remember because when I used to start doing automotive photography, I couldn't quite figure it out. And I remember I had my white Z.
Yep.
And it had the Rhoda whatever's on it and some Cooper tires, and it was white, had the black bumper, and it was over in Eau Claire. And I remember I was like, God damn, like Dakota takes really good photos. And I remember I was doing this photo shoot, and it's when I learned that like you used to take photos not like all the way down, not like on the ground, but you'd always take them like just a little bit below like the headlight level, and it gave this like super cool look. And so one of the first shoots I did with the Z when it was repainted with the front bumper, I copied one of your photos with my 70-200, and I was like, oh, this is how he gets really good shots. Like I remember that
That's
because
cool.
Dakota used to
That's
take
really cool.
absolutely insane photos. Still does, but like we used to do competitions in the WCC car group, and like Dakota would just like randomly drop in a photo of his Evo X or his Evo 10. I'm sorry, like
we
at
do
the
that.
railroad.
Yeah.
That one won like all the time. Every time winter would
Every
come
month.
around,
Yep.
Dude,
Dakota would drop and get like 600 likes and be like, all right, well I guess Dakota's
Yeah, 'cause
cars.
it was always a competition drop photo, and it was like the banner for the month.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. And that photo was so cool too because like at that point I was shooting so much I literally just had my camera in my passenger seat because I would always just shoot. And I pull up to a railroad. Genuinely, I was just going somewhere and there's a train coming. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I just got out and I grabbed my camera, and right as it passed, a beautiful train, yellow, and then the American flag on it. And it just was so cool because like I had the Japanese flag on the wing of my Evo and then the American flag, and it was snowing out, and it was just like right place, right time. So that was a
It's a
super cool
legendary
photo.
I still think that like finding a way to make your love for cars like work financially is like such a trick in and of itself, because it's changed over the years. But I think it's been really fun to watch like people now they're doing more videography, like content creation. It's
100%,
Like, hey,
yeah.
$50 for an edit of your car or something like
Right.
that.
It's for as many people as that were hopping into like photography to do, fund their projects or like get out there and do stuff. Back then, it's like now it's, I'm going to start uploading to TikTok.
And if you have a phone, you can do it.
Right. It's so
Straight up.
accessible.
Absolutely.
It's so accessissible. So, I mean, yeah, that's what, I was doing for a while. It's like when I was consistently working on cars and actually doing shit, it was like, I'd set up a phone. I'm like, I'm going to make a video on this. It's like I 3D printed an airlift holder for my RX-8 or whatever, you know, and it was like, I feel like this would be cool. And yeah, I just, you know, recorded it and showed the process. And I love doing that stuff. Like just showing like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, and that kind of funded itself.
Interesting to hear how the era has changed, and that makes so much sense, because like when I was getting into photography, it was like when Instagram like just started, then everyone was a photographer, right? And I think that's what fueled a lot of people, was because Instagram was promoting like show your best photo, show your coolest stuff. And so it was like photos were the big thing, and no one really cared about video, because the video is like the niche of YouTube, which at the time was just a select few, you know.
Video wasn't even on.
But
video
now,
wasn't on Instagram.
Video is absolutely king. So I bet you, there's a lot more people out there that are trying to learn how to do edits, and
edits are huge, you know. So it like starts with like, you know, your CapCut templates and shit. That's like, okay, you know, learning how to make something like those templates, you know, how do I actually just do that? I
think it's been fun. There's a lot of people that like try to find a good starting point for those hobbies. And we've brought on a few like newer creators within like MartiniWorks or Meta Martini in the past. And if anybody's trying to get in there and like trying to figure out how to get started, the number one tip I could always give you is, and this is going to be a little controversial, but copy someone first. If you're trying to figure out like what you like or what you don't like, whether it's photography or videography, start off with like a reference of something and try to see if you can figure out how they got to that point, whether that's in photo or that's in video. If you're stuck creatively, like if you have a creative block, for instance, like if you want to go out and you want to shoot a photo and you're trying to figure out like, I want my photo to look like this guy's, like try and see if you can take the same exact shot and then go into post and figure it out and try it out and play around with it. Same thing with CapCut. There's so many people out there that will see a really cool edit and then they're like, God, I wish I knew how to do that. It's like, well, go and just like watch it, like scene by scene, frame by frame by frame, and then copy it. And as you go through and you copy it, you start to learn how they did it. And then you can start to decide if you even like the style, because you don't want to make a bunch of copycats, I guess. But there's so many people that I think get stuck on wanting to be the best right away. They don't really know how to start. And my tip has always been like, go copy someone for a little bit until you figure out what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, I think there's obviously in the age of digital media, the inspiration is endless. You can go out and find as much as you want. And I think inspiration is important. It's a good ground base to start from. And it'll help you grow your skill set too. Like you said, if you're chasing and trying to figure out, how did they get this? How did they get this lighting? How did they get this angle? What equipment did they use? It helps grow your skill set. And that'll take you to a point, but then to go to that next level, you need to be unique. You need to do something to stand out and be an individual.
Yeah, it's like use that as your like class.
Yeah,
it's like this is, you know, you're getting to know the platforms, you're getting to know your camera, you're getting to know the shots, you're getting to know the editing, you know, program, whatever it might be, to utilize those tools. You know, it's the same thing. I used to fuck around and like FL Studio back in the day, like making like beats and shit, and it was like, I don't even know what the hell half of this stuff is, but it was like that. I like this song. I'm gonna try to recreate this song, and figure out how the hell to make a sound like this. To, you know, do this with like the, you know, equalizers, so with like all that kind of shit. So yeah, 100%. I see that. Like, use it as a tool to like teach yourself. But then I agree with what Dakota said too, where it's like, okay, now that you know how to actually utilize it, how are you going to make it your own?
Yeah, I think that kind of extends into the automotive world though too. You know, if you're starting off and you're building a car, you're getting into racing, that's why they do lead follows at track days. Right. You know, people are like, I want to go out and I want to be a fast driver. You know, they watch F1 or they watch, you know, something and they want to go race cars. And that's great and awesome and dandy at all. But a lot of folks, like, they don't want to read a book anymore, right? They don't really want to like go through the motions of practicing the basics. They just want to get out there and pretend that they're, you know, the winner. And so these track days, they do something very simple. It's like, okay, well, before anything else, you know, we're going to teach you turn in, exit. We're going to teach apex, braking zones, that sort of stuff. And then you're going to follow an instructor. And they'll always tell you, they're like, the requirement for a lead follow is, you know, you stay 2 car lengths behind, follow my movements. And if I see that you're behind me where I am, we'll speed up. And if you listen to my instruction and we go back and forth, we'll speed up. If I notice that you're outside of line, if I notice that you're not in control of your car, if I notice that you're shaking, you know, we're going to slow down. And so a lot of people don't like lead follows because they feel like they can't go as fast as they want to go.
Yeah.
But the whole point of a lead follow is to see if you even understand
What's
where the
going on.
car is and where you're supposed to be. And so I think that kind of applies to like photography or videography, art. Is everybody just wants to go and be good right out of the gate. And it's like sometimes you need to follow somebody or learn from somebody who's willing to teach you like the action. And then once you get that down, you can spend a little time in practice, going out there on the track and finding the line yourself.
You can't get first place, though, if you're following the whole time.
That's right.
That's a good analogy. I like that because, you use it to follow. But with photography and media, it truly is just practice. You just have to go do it every waking second you can.
Just try different shit.
Bring your camera everywhere you go. And I think one of the best things is as you practice, you get better at letting things roll off your tongue, whether you want to become a videographer or a YouTube content creator, which allows you to plug partners into content that you create, like Continental being the official partner of the MartiniWorks podcast, which we're so excited to share in this podcast episode with all of you. And if you're looking to get a rebate up to $110 off, you can actually go find that at MartiniWorks.com. It stacks with our wheel and tire packaging that we have live on the website now, which means you actually save even more money when you package wheels with your tires, so that you can get a discount on that. You get a $110 rebate on Continental tires, which are an absolutely fantastic tire, and we will mount and balance them for free for you, and then you can have them delivered right to your door for quick install. So with that being said, we do want to thank Continental Tire for being a partner of the MartiniWorks podcast, and we'll be right back. I have a confession.
Oh God.
I know. I was wrong.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this going to follow up with an apology?
No.
Is this an I'm sorry video?
No.
Get the ukulele.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah, get the tears.
It's been so hard.
All right. Make this section black and white.
I I feel like I may have been a little bit too critical about KDM cars.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's the sudden change of heart?
Well, it's not a sudden change. It's been gradual.
You're right,
Over
it
the
has
past
been, yeah.
over the past year or so, you've kind of heard me soften up about Korean-made cars.
Sure. Really have.
Hyundai, Kia, Genesis. So back in February, I went to the New York Auto Show, got to see the GMR 001.
Okay.
Genesis hypercar, which is going to be racing this upcoming year in WEC in the LMDH category. Super rad car based on an Orca chassis. And then the engine is two of their rally car engines merged together, twin turbocharged. Sounds like an absolute screamer.
I'm listening.
Yeah, it's sick, right?
That does sound really sick.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Still not super convinced about the rest, right?
Sure.
Then in July, go to Le Mans, hang out with Michelin, hung out with iDeck Sport, who Genesis is a partner with, got to see all the stuff that they were doing behind the scenes, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Then this past weekend, they're like, yo, Alex, do you want to come to Marseille and check out our new GV60 launch? And I said, sure, why not? It'll be a fun experience. But to be clear, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell people. And they're like, that's fine. You know how most manufacturers are not fine with that?
Yeah.
They want you to think everything is perfect and
Right.
awesome all the time and they're the best in the world. So I went and flew into Marseille, and it was awesome. It's actually like the soap capital of the world.
The fuck does that mean?
Soap
soap.
capital.
It's a big soap. It's a soap city.
Like it's the Bath and Body Works of the world?
Yes.
Okay.
Does
I
it
didn't get
smell?
any soap, but I'm assuming so. Okay, I didn't have
fuck?
time for soap.
It's a soap capital of the world. You didn't get soap?
I know. I'm sorry. 1.3 million people live there. It's the second largest city in France. It's the largest port in France, actually.
Wow.
And it was pretty cool. I was actually doing this because I was trying to learn why the hell anybody would live there, because I didn't quite get it.
Super
Sees
clean.
Yeah, I was gonna say clean city.
300 days of sun in Marseille.
Okay. I'm listening.
Even when it's cold. I thought that was awesome. So anyway, we get up there, and it's the day of, and we're doing this unveil. And I'm sitting there, and we're in this airport hangar at the Paul Ricard circuit, which is an X Formula One circuit, really cool circuit. And Luke and the executive team go out, and they're like, well, before we show you the GV60, we want to show you some of the stuff we've been working on. I'm like, oh. So first they roll out their new X Grand Berlinetta concept car, essentially this grand touring car from Gran Turismo that they did back for GT7. Super cool, super long, very wide, sounds sick.
Same.
Concept car, right? So you're like, oh, that's neat, but like, I get it, whatever. Yeah. Then they introduce the G80 Magma and the G80 Magma track car that they use for
Magma is like their racing line.
That's like their
now?
premium
Like
line.
the
So they
premium
have
of Genesis.
So essentially, you have Hyundai.
I'm getting confused.
Ready? This is it gets a little little tricky, right? Okay. So it's Hyundai and Kia.
Yep.
Wait, they're the same.
Yes.
Put them on the same floor. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then you have Genesis above that. That's like the premium line.
So it's like Toyota and Lexus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then within the Genesis lineup is the Magma line, which is a performance
Same floor,
trim.
but special office.
Is it a trim or is it a whole nother?
It's not necessarily a trim.
Because a Genesis Coupe Magma edition would go hard.
I know.
That sounds sick.
I was kept trying to talk to them
That's
about
still
it.
a Hyundai.
Oh fuck! Well, yeah, but they changed it now, where Genesis is its own thing. So it would be its own thing. It's like the Scion FRS in the
When they
GR86,
put it to the-
but now it's just Toyota. That's how it would be. Okay.
Yes.
So Genesis Coupe Magma.
So then they have this Magma. They have the G80 Magma, but then they have this track G80.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is that? Because it sounds sick. It looked sick. And they're like, yeah, we use this car to test for this car. And I'm looking at it. It's got side exit exhaust,
Jesus.
bucket seats, completely shaved interior, flat bottom steering wheel.
Dodge Viper.
It's fucking rad. Over fenders, these big tires, big wheels, Brembo brakes. And then they show this. Then they announce, I think it was the G70, and they're like, oh, by the way, this car is going to be the official track taxi of the Nordschleife Nürburgring
Oh, shit.
for next year. And I'm like,
All right.
that's kind of sick. They're like, yeah, so we're investing in, the Nordschleife and making sure that stays, going and running. I'm like, that's really cool. Then they're like, yo, we want to show you this GT car we've been working on. And they drop it's called the Magma GT.
Okay.
Two-door coupe. People think it looks like a baby Koenigsegg. I don't really see it. But it's got the up and down doors. It's got a V8 in it.
All right.
Right? Forged wheels, which
Korean
are
V8.
HRE, with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs, tri-exit exhaust, like NACA ducting, the whole 9 yards. Everybody loses their mind over this car.
Yep.
And it looks properly good. And Luke, the chief creative officer, during the roundtable goes, we will be making this car. Like, this will happen. 100%.
For like a car that you can actually purchase.
Go and buy. Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right.
He's like, and we're going to have trims for it. We're going to have the GT3R version, which will be the race car version. We're going to have the GT3. We're going to have the street version. We're going to have a base model version. And like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, sick ass sedan, sick ass concept car, sick ass GT3 car. Then they dropped the GV60, which is a sick SUV. It's a dual motor, electric performance SUV that goes 0 to 60 in fuck all seconds and has 400 millimeter front brake discs. It has 650 horsepower, 700 and I think it's 90 foot-pounds of torque, simulated 9,000 RPM redline, and then it's got paddle shifters in it. So they've got they've got this new thing now because people got so far to the right with like EVs that a lot of people said like they're so disengaging to drive.
Right.
So then the Hyundai group essentially came together and said, okay, we're going to make the flappy paddles for you, and then we're going to build in essentially the feeling of a DCT.
Yeah, I know.
in the car.
They've been doing that. Honda kind of did that with like the CVT now with the Prelude.
Honestly, it almost feels too consistent, which I think is just the part of the, like what it is.
It's all so simulated.
It's all electronic. It was crazy. We went out with the drivers of the GMR team, and they took us out with the GV60s, and at no point did he ever turn that off. So we're going through the track, we're going through Paul Ricard, and all of a sudden he's like, on the gas, on the gas, on the gas. Well, not on the gas, but hard on the throttle, hard on the throttle, hard on the brake, downshift twice. You hear the boom, boom, and you can feel it. Like it gives it this thing. And you're going around the carousel, and he's climbing back up through the RPM range. And as he clicks it, you hear, what?
So what is it actually
fake
So
exhaust
the
noise?
electric motors are in the ECU are actually cutting out intentionally to give it that feeling.
So it's actually
making
negative to performance.
Yeah, it's inhibiting performance, but the point of it
Weird.
is that you can be more engaged in the driving
Sure.
process. And then he's like playing around with it afterwards, and he obviously turns all that stuff off, and then obviously just goes to whatever it is. But it was really cool. The interior is like stitching. It looks like what every R32 Volkswagen owner wish their interior looked like, because it's like super nice plaid seats and it's all bucketed.
Oh wow, they went with plaid.
Yeah, it's cool. And then afterwards, what did they do after that? Then they showed the whole lineup, which was super cool. But I was like, through this whole process, I was like, maybe I was a little bit harsh on them.
So what would you say to someone that said, Alex, you were wine-dined in 69 to like Hyundai? What would you say to them?
I wasn't 69.
Oh, okay.
You were cold mushroomed and egged, though.
For those that don't know, I really enjoy world cuisine. I love food. I love
like
trying
kids'
different
cuisine.
food. The food, if I were to be wine and dined, I don't know if they should have put all their effort on that, because that would have not been a positive experience, because some of the food was not terrific.
Alex showed us some photos of the food,
looked
and
like
it didn't,
ass.
it didn't look like photos of food.
No, that would have made me hate Genesis.
Yeah, it was different, but no, I think obviously there's always a bias towards it. You know, there are some things that I love. There are some things that I don't love. I still think that one of the biggest defining traits, I will say this, that changed my perspective about Genesis had nothing to do with this drop. I would say the biggest transition to me going from being a person who maybe didn't like it that much to being a person who really did like the brand is when Genesis defined their own design language.
Sure.
The two headlight front, the two headlight rear.
I do fuck with that.
I love it. And I love that it looks different than other brands.
Yes.
Hyundai for a long time was like, we need it to look like another company.
Yep,
We need it to look like another company. And they were trying to find that design language. And I don't like that. It's why I don't like the counterfeit wheel conversation. It's why I don't like people just straight up copying forever. It's like, use it as a baseline, then go find your thing. Genesis literally did that, and now they have their own design language. And I think because it's in their entire model lineup and because they're trying to do it their own way, I almost have more respect for them now, because they're taking a real risk in what makes them versus taking the safe route and just like picking, you know, oh, well, BMW has got a cool front end, let's just copy that. Okay, you know, this person's got a cool back end, let's just copy that. You know what I mean? So that would be kind of why I would say I've been more of a fan of it. Plus, they're in motorsport. Like, you get an automatic
they've been
highway to me liking you when you're more involved in
straight
motorsport.
up just doing cool shit. It seems
A lot.
They're really going out
They've
there.
been trying
and
hard.
Yeah, when you listen to their team, you know, how we always talk about how like they stole everybody from BMW and Bentley, and then you meet the people that were quote unquote stolen from BMW and Bentley. They have absolutely no hesitation on telling you that they plan to make Genesis like better than everything that they've done before in the past. Like when we were talking to Luke about the Magma GT, like he owns multiple Porsches, and he straight up said, he's like, I own more 911s than I probably should.
Sure.
And he goes, and I have worked for these companies, I've done these things, and he goes, the Magma GT is not meant to supersede a 911. You can't beat 70 years of heritage with a brand new car. He goes, but we plan to make a competitive, fun car that people can get into and can properly enjoy. And it's cool to hear that, where it's like they're not pretending to go out there and say like, we're going to be better than Porsche, you know, right out of the gate. And so I think
And I love to see it too, because now it's like, you know, the world is looking at Genesis, and that includes all these other manufacturers. And it's like manufacturers who've been sitting on their ass for the last 10 years, I feel like are looking at them and be like, shit, what they're doing is kind of working, you know, kind of gets them into gear a little bit to like, hey, maybe we should try something new. Maybe we should, you know, do something. So I think if that kicks up and kind of stirs up the, you know, stuff a little bit.
Competition's always
It's always good. It
always
drives that innovation, and I think that's really cool.
So
What about this fucking wagon though? I've been seeing stuff about this crazy wagon.
viral wagon.
Yeah, the wing back.
Yeah.
So that's another car.
What about that?
So if you've ever heard the chief creative officer talk, he obviously like led most of the discussion. Bro's a wild card. Like you can tell that like Hyundai Motor Group gave him keys to run it however he wants to, and he is 100% taking advantage of that. Because he's literally said, he's like, I love wagons.
And he made a wagon.
So I'm making a wagon. He goes,
I like that guy.
He goes, I know that America loves their SUVs, and I know that Europe loves wagons, but I also know
Did you
that
tell him
there's
that
a-
America also loves wagons?
Well, he goes, I know there's an audience in America that likes wagons.
Hey.
And he goes, and I want there to be an option for that
Yeah.
consumer. And so that one's based off of, I think it's a G90, which is a super huge SUV. It's not SUV, sedan. And then the wingback concept is on their long wheelbase, their LWB. So it's 7.5 inches longer than their already long car that they then made into
Dude, it looks fun.
a shooting
Sick.
brake design. It's hot.
It looked crazy.
It looked
like
super hot.
Batmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
If you had a wagon.
just some fun facts. Hyundai Motor Group is the third largest automobile company in terms of volume, only beaten by Volkswagen and Toyota.
That's interesting.
And then they're the second most profitable automotive group as of Q3 2025.
Shit.
More than Volkswagen to consider. Isn't that crazy?
Is that a good thing?
In terms of profitability? I don't know. I mean, I think it's good
Are
in
you
the
ripping
sense.
us off?
Well, I mean, they have to make money.
I know. I'm just giving you
I
shit.
think there's another like weird.
I think they're
fun fact.
ripping us off.
Bro, there was one. So one thing I was trying to figure out is like how do they sell the cars for the price they do, right? Because something doesn't quite make sense. You know,
I mean,
like,
they're
where
still pretty pricey.
yes, the Genesis ones are. But
Genesis
like,
lineup.
Hyundai,
They're not
Hyundai
cheap by
isn't.
any
No,
means.
Hyundai's cheap.
Yeah, Hyundai's
Yeah,
a
Hyundai's
good.
a good deal.
Anything in their lineup
Yeah.
is pretty affordable.
Have you guys ever seen like the robotic dogs that could have been a Black Mirror episode?
Like the Boston Dynamic things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones
you
that
seen
they
them?
like try to kick them over?
and they don't fall
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Do you know who owns that?
You do? Did you get one in France?
I want to take a guess. I bet it's Hyundai.
Hyundai owns Boston Dynamics.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They own 50 different companies underneath the Hyundai Motor Group.
I mean, yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Jesus
So they don't like third-party source practically anything. Everything that they need to make their vehicles, like outside of a few components,
Yeah.
are theirs.
Well, then that
So,
makes
like,
sense
different-
with the profitability.
Yeah, so like the differentials, the transmissions, the ECUs, the fulfillment centers, the automation, the autonomous robots, like all of that stuff is Hyundai.
That's crazy.
It's not like third-party stuff. So like they have their own marketing company. They have their own like sheet milling companies,
Yeah.
like making the metal. They have
I suppose when you you got your own way to manufacture literally everything.
Yeah.
It's all in your control.
yeah,
yeah,
that
it's
goes
like-
crazy.
Hyundai Steel, Hyundai B&G
I like that.
Steel,
I'm surprised
Transys,
more
Mobis,
companies
Emsys,
aren't like that.
Glovis, Hyundai Construction
hard.
and Engineering, Boston Dynamics, Supernal, like all these companies.
I see a Mitsubishi air conditioner once.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
so that
seen
was
a
kinda cool.
Mitsubishi A6 M50 once.
Ooh.
So that was kind of cool. Anyway, overall, I thought it was good. I think I'm slowly converting. To be fair, though, it's also because it's really hard to be anyone with money in 2025 because of how expensive everything's gotten. So I think when those things happen, obviously the brands that are striving for a more price-conscious consumer start to really thrive. Hyundai is obviously not price-conscious. It's a more expensive brand. But I think because of the success within Hyundai, it's allowed.
I mean, Genesis.
Well, no, Hyundai has thrived. And
Yeah.
I think because of that, Genesis has been able to thrive because of that.
Hyundai walked so Genesis could run.
Yeah, the Tiburon walked.
So the
So
Gen
the-
I
Coupe
do
could
like
run.
that. Like, I think I've discussed this before, but like when you think of Hyundai, I don't know. I always think of just like a 2000s brand.
Yeah.
It's not. Hyundai's
No.
been around for a long time. The problem is when they first came out, they had a lot of issues, and that's where that initial stigma came from with Hyundai's. Oh, they're unreliable. Oh, they're cheap.
Yep.
Well, yeah, in their freaking humble beginnings, go look at the beginnings of Hyundai. It was very much just a humble beginning of Korean car manufacturers. Go check that out, learn up a little bit, and then see that they were like, they stepped back and were like, hey, yeah, we messed up a bit. Let us fix this. And they've really worked hard from an outside perspective. I've never done anything or been affiliated with Hyundai in any way, but to see them glow up over the years and take pride in what they do and really push to go outside the envelope with things has been cool to watch.
100%. I remember when I was first introduced to the Genesis brand. I think we went to the Chicago Auto Show, and of course Sean Berger was like, "Oh, dude, those are Hyundais." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, those are literally Hyundais, but it's like their new brand. It's like Genesis." I was like, "That's crazy." And then we got like sitting them and doing like, "Dude, these are fucking nice."
Yeah.
And then there was a person I worked with at a previous job. She was like the lead graphic designer or whatever, but she's like, "Yeah, I bought like one of those first like Genesis vehicles," and she's like, "I love it. I'm going to trade in mine to get the new one." And she was like, I will buy these like forever. They are
think
like
they
the
look good.
nicest car.
Yeah, I think they look good. Obviously, I think some of them might still have issues and stuff, but
Everything does. Though. Everything's got their
Yeah.
fucking quirks to it.
I love seeing the investment. I always think if you're invested in motorsport, you get a little extra love. And that when I start to look at the brands that I really do like, Acura, Cadillac, Renault, I like Genesis, I like Mazda. Nissan, I think in Japan still has, some presence there. Toyota, like all of these brands are invested or involved in motorsport. And I think that's a good thing.
100%.
It's hard for me to like a brand when all you're making is something that gets you from point A to point B.
So are we getting the wagon, and will it be less than $100,000?
And I have one.
I really hope so for the first one, and definitely not for the second.
Well, then fuck it. I don't even care.
Yeah,
Stupid.
I know. I'm
Hate it.
sorry, guys.
Unless they depreciate like a Mercedes. I don't know.
I'm trying to. There was one car that I was looking at where I was like, my God, that thing's depreciated. Oh, Audi e-trons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot that even
I forgot
existed.
those
I was looking at them. Apparently, they're like the new one is like the Audi S6 e-tron or whatever is apparently the cat's ass.
Yeah,
but I was
apparently-
like, these are very expensive cars. He goes, well, you can go find like the generation old ones for a pretty good deal. And I didn't believe him, but I was surrounded by journalists all
clapped
weekend.
Are they?
Well, I don't know.
How many
Like-
issues do they have? First generation of something like that?
Yeah.
Always
I don't know.
dangerous.
Yeah, that is
I
very
don't know.
dangerous.
But I did find it quite funny because, again, there's like 130 people at this activation. I'm the only guy there that seems to be like talking about motorsports stuff, and everybody else is like a journalist. But, dude, these journalists, they're crazy.
What do you mean?
Like, automotive journalists are fucking wild.
In what way?
The things you would never expect somebody to care about with a car, it's their job to care about.
Right,
And
yeah.
it is insane how much they remember. And then it's also insane as to like how like picky they are about stuff. I was talking to these guys where it's like one of the gentlemen I met, his first activation with a vehicle manufacturer was with Ferrari for the F40.
How the fuck?
Jesus.
That was his first
How did he
journalist
get in that
activation.
position?
Yeah, and he's been doing it that long.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's a pretty. How do you top that? Okay.
so I'm like
I'd
listening.
be picky too then.
Yeah, but it's like I'm listening to these guys complain about like the most insane stuff.
What was like one of the most ticky tackiest things that you've heard?
One guy complained that he didn't like how his finger fit in the window regulator.
Valid. We need to speak about that more.
What do you mean?
He didn't like how it
No,
felt.
I
in
know
there.
what you mean. What do you mean?
If that's an issue, I feel like it needs to be talked about. Like if your finger don't fit,
Listen.
you're fucking it up.
Listen, I got pretty fat fingers.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue.
Yeah,
Or
and now
even
imagine
thought
you
about it.
did. And now imagine you did. It'd be a big deal, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I
I don't know if I would even recognize it.
You would, because like you just said, you're like, I've never been in a vehicle where, my finger didn't fit. It's been fine. So imagine you get in one, and this stupid little fucking button won't even let your finger go in it. That'd be the most annoying. You'd be like trying to flick it, and your fingers flipping off of it because it doesn't. Remember the whole Volkswagen Golf R, how the volume knob turned with, and you didn't understand it at first. Then you got in it, and you're like, holy shit, that's really fucking dumb. That's what that situation.
My mother still screams at me when she comes down to visit and she has her Passat. And because of the podcast and because you mentioned that, now she knows about it. So it is always set perfectly. But I get in there and she's got the music. She's got like fucking Sirius XM blast. And I'm like, okay, all right. And she's like, don't touch my gun. I'm like, shit, sorry.
Yeah, you gotta do it with the steering wheel.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry. She like puts it back.
That is the worst design flaw ever.
That is stupid.
I get it. I get the crash out over your finger not fitting. In the window.
They're critics, and you can tell that they're critics, man. That was something that was
Fair
a
enough.
little bit different for me that I wasn't quite used to.
Let me review some of that shit. I'm gonna rip it apart.
Dude, they do. Like they don't. Some guys do not hold back.
I mean,
Some
good,
guys.
I guess. Like,
Some guys.
I'd rather
do,
have
though.
that than people who just glaze everything. Like,
Dude, I learned from the team that I was with on the last day because my flight got delayed 1 billion times and that sucked.
dude, you have the worst luck with
I know. We'll get to that.
Airports are bad right now.
One of the guys I met on this press trip has to write 20 articles a week.
I would throw up.
Yeah, no.
20 articles a week
That dude chat
for their
GPT in that.
website. Then I talked to another girl. She said she's had to write upwards of 10 articles a day.
What?
I'm like, how do you even find 10 things
That's so
to write
many
about
words.
a day?
Jesus.
She's like, you don't. You just have to fucking make shit up. So
ChatGPT.
anyway, with that being said, we're going to take a small break, but now we're talking about our next partner, the MartiniWorks Podcast, Dakota.
Yeah. It's us. Go shop our Black Friday deals right now. We have a ton of them. They're all listed out. Like Alex said earlier in the podcast, check out the quest log. We tried to make the deals like actually fun and interactive. So if you go on our website, click the top bar, you'll see the quest log, and you can go in, enter your email, and then track which ones and go through all the deals and check them out. We got a little reward in there, stuff like that. So do it. It's different. We tried to be different than everyone else and do something fun. Shout out to Schnell on that. He's the mastermind behind our website and putting that up, and I thought it was really cool. But again, we have a lot of really good Black Friday deals, and today is the day. This is the big one. So go on over there, check out the deals, scoop something up, and then leave something in the order notes saying you listen to the podcast, and I'll make sure to share it on our socials.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right, so I've been playing RuneScape recently because I've always been playing, but they released sailing.
Hell yeah.
New school in RuneScape.
Not a joke.
New skill. Yeah, it's been
Finally.
fun. I've been enjoying it. It's been really
What
fun.
level are you?
30.
What do
31?
you
30?
What do you do?
Sail. No, it is cool though. They made a bunch of different ways to train it. Like they know the community, they know how they play. So you have very hardcore ways where you can do like tick manipulation to get the fastest XP per hour in your fucking psycho, and you can do that. I don't know. I don't do that. Then they made an AFK way. So you can go and you can go to shipwrecks, you drop your hook and you just collect stuff, artifacts, and then you go clean them off. You get XP doing that, but it's AFK. So you click and you just let it go.
Nice.
And then there's like the Barracuda race trials, and you race your boat through, and that's actually really fun. So
I'm just thinking of the sea shanty song. About
no, it was really cool. They killed the music too for it.
Sea Shanty 3?
No,
Oh.
Sea shanty. If that song were to come on at a bar at
I would go
any
nuts.
point, I would go feral.
I have that song on vinyl.
Do you really?
Officially licensed.
It's badass.
It's
dude.
That
shipped
is-
from the UK.
That is awesome.
But what that made me think of is, how do you go from a level 1 to a level 2 car enthusiast? And I think the best way to start talking about that is, what is a level 1 car enthusiast? So you're looking at level 1 beginner, novice car enthusiast. What's their car look like? How's it modded?
Easy.
I was there once.
Yep.
I was there once too, and then I've been there a couple times.
The car of
before.
Tutorial Island.
The car of Tutorial Island right now. Are you buying it yourself or your parents buying it for you?
Both.
All right, so let's say.
Depends on your situation.
Okay, so if you're buying it yourself, you're probably jumping into like maybe new Civic. Maybe you saved up a little bit, got an FRS.
Whoa.
FRS.
Is your first?
I feel like people are doing it.
Bro, I had a $3,000 PT Cruiser.
Those are the days
had a
of your
Neon.
generation, old man. Okay.
But well, now they have 14 grand.
Well, 14 grand in 2025 is like
Are you
$6
telling me though
in
that
2006.
the FRS is the equivalent of a PT Cruiser now?
No. I think a Honda Civic is probably more.
But still
aligned.
older.
What's
Yeah, a little
what's
bit.
like a base model BMW? What range? Like a
You can get like a 328.
328?
328 is like the base.
Like an early one though? Like a, what would we say,
950.
like 2010,
you think like
12?
for like what generation?
I don't know. I get so
Like an N54.
lost with their... I feel like that's what kids are starting off with now though.
Bro, everybody I see is starting off with a goddamn G80 M3. I don't know how.
What?
I don't know where these kids are
What?
getting this money, but they're.
That's because you're chronically online.
Dude,
Actually, no. What are the like some of the most top modified cars on our website right now? Accords are surprisingly popular.
Yeah.
Subarus are still super popular.
Subarus, Hondas, like the Cord Sports and stuff.
Toyotas, dude.
I think a WRX falls in the level 2 category though.
I think a level 1 category car right now, under 10, probably is just like an old ass BMW.
Yeah, that's where
Like an E46.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I don't see him. I guess I don't see him that much. Maybe I am chronically online. I don't think I am. But I would say level 1 is get the car. Don't know how much you're gonna pay in insurance because you don't care because you have a car
You just want it.
because you just want it. You're going out there and you're realizing for the very first time that your car is not the highest trim car option, and you realize that you got to make it look like it. So you go from the yellow headlight bulbs to the fucking blue ones because that's the cool shit. So
you gotta make the excuse of, I didn't want to pay that extra money for
the
that
same
trim.
thing.
Yeah, when I could put that money into my car.
So you go and you grab the HIDs off of AutoZone that are absolutely 100% not meant for the housing that you're in.
You have to cut them to make them fit.
Yeah,
and now they seep and get fucking.
Now they're just
moisture.
blasting light in just one general direction, which you have to do. Then you're like, man, amber is a stupid color to have on a car. So you go and you take your turn signals and you're gonna nightshade them bitches for $14.
And the taillights.
And the taillights.
Then you're gonna realize I don't need people to see my taillights because they don't need to know when I'm braking. So those are gonna get tinted immediately. Then you're going to realize the power of a Sawzall at some point, and you're going to realize I can either take it to a shop and get it sawed off of my car, the muffler, and I can put a Flowmaster on, because you're going to go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone at least once, and you're going to realize that there's literally just mufflers that you can buy.
Yep.
And you'll be like, that's kind of sick.
I've heard of that name before.
Yep. I've heard of you, Borla.
Cherry Bomb.
Yep.
Yeah.
had
And so I had 2 of them in my Datsun.
my
And then you're going to do that. Right? It's just a part of it. And then you're going to realize when you get in the car, it's kind of a pile of shit. Like, you love it, but it's kind of grimy and
a couple
old
things aren't working the way they should.
Yeah,
the CD player skips.
Yeah, and you could
Left speakers out.
You could upgrade it, you get a different steering wheel or different seats, or
Horn doesn't work.
you could just get seat covers that are red
Airbag
and black.
lights.
Never did the seat covers.
And then you can get just a steering wheel cover.
I've never did that.
And then you're going to be able to realize you can match all of that with a new shift knob. And then you're going to do that.
I thought about doing that, but I realized my PT Cruiser was automatic. I didn't know how to get the thing off.
And then
You would have, though, if you figured it out.
Yep.
you're going to be like, man, people are going to they're going to embarrass me because I have an automatic BMW. So then you're going to take the Prindle cover
You
off.
take the Crown Royal bag.
Yes.
And you're going to cover it because you're underage. You're going to put the Crown Royal bag on it because that's what cool
I
kids
thought
do.
that was the coolest shit, baby.
Yeah, and then you're going to go find however the hell you can blast your music onto that 35-year-old deck.
Yes.
What do they got for wheels?
Stocks.
Stocks, or I would
Blasted
say some marketplace special where they got the right bolt pattern, but the width and the offset was not correct
Yeah,
at
they
all, so
hadn't-
they
I
just
did
look
that.
horrible.
Or the tire size is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, you don't know all the numbers. You just
Yeah.
know that the bolt pattern is what makes the
This
wheel fit.
fits.
Yep.
It
And I knew
doesn't,
they
though.
were. And I knew they were 17. So I.
Okay. So I think we did a good job of getting that baseline level 1 tutorial
You
island
cut
car.
the antenna because you don't want it, but you didn't know that the antenna did something.
That sounded oddly specific.
Mine on the Eclipse actually just didn't go up anymore, so it was fine. Yes, I think you can all picture
But-
what that vehicle looks like.
Yeah, but I will say the one thing that a level 1 enthusiast is going to spend money on, window tint. I
Yes,
think out
but
of-
they're gonna do it. They're gonna let their buddy do it. That
gonna
has done like
suck.
3 other cars.
Yep.
And he's done it a few times. He'll tint it for him for cheap. And he comes over, and then you end up with the lines that you can see around the window where the light shines through because it's not perfectly matched to the window. And then there's a few bubbles, and yeah, it's peeling in that one corner, but
But it was cheap.
it was cheap.
Yeah. Okay, so what's a level 2 car?
So yeah, now how do we take that?
How do you
and
step up
get
from that?
to a level 2? What does a level 2 car enthusiast look like?
Money.
More money. You get a full time
you got
job,
a
not
full-time
part
job.
time.
You moved from Subway to
Charter
Factory
summer-
work.
a summer internship.
Oh, I was gonna say factory work.
No, I think
Factory work.
I think a level 2 car enthusiast is when somebody goes from making like that 735 number to like
12.
finding like
That's
they
what it
make
was for me. That's
yeah,
literally
like
what it
they're
was
making,
for me.
They're making $14 an hour or something now. They're like, holy shit.
Dude, I remember specifically going from $7.25 an hour at Subway and then going to $12 an hour at a plastic injection molding plant. And I was like, dude, I am fucking rich.
Yeah.
I was like,
My first big jump was
especially because I got paid weekly.
yeah.
Yeah, that's yep.
My first jump was 735. I remember I worked at McDonald's, and then when I went to go move to RCU, my base wage started out at $15.25.
Damn.
And I was like,
Yep. I went from $7.25 at Shopko to $15 an hour at John Deere.
yeah, that was a lot of money. Okay.
And I got paid weekly there too. So it was awesome. I felt like I always had money
know.
and I'd always spend it, but it was coming right back in a couple days.
So level
days.
2 car enthusiast, more money,
Yeah,
right?
it's
They've
like
gone through a level 1 build.
Are we going to upgrade the car? Or are we keeping the same car and then just upgrade?
oh no,
let's-
you're keeping the same car.
Oh,
Yeah, but we're going at it from a different way.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, so I would say you're not getting the tape cassette / Bluetooth connected
You're starting-
smoke thing. You're getting the Pioneer deck.
Oh
for
yeah.
$150.
Here's what it is. Your level 2 is undoing all the fuck shit you did on
Yes,
level 1.
1,000%. That's what I was gonna say. Is like you start, and you might even dabble in a couple maintenance fixes. Like, this OEM part is broken. I'm going to replace it so it is nice again. And then you're gonna start taking off those mods. You're gonna start maybe scraping off a few of those stickers you thought were funny, but are in reality just really cringe. And your car club doesn't exist anymore. So we're just gonna peel that off. Okay, no longer locally hated. Nice.
My favorite hobby is watching car clubs start up and then get disbanded in the same year. It's just iconic.
Hell yeah.
It's such a normal thing. It's like we're starting a club that accepts everyone and isn't gatekeeping because we're all about the community. Literally 3 months later, we've chosen to cancel our events moving forward effective immediately because our administration team cannot get along. It's like, oh, okay. Anyway, level 2 car enthusiast.
I'm
I
gonna
would
say
say-
professionally tinted.
I'm going to say they went to Z-Barts. They got real window tint.
Yep.
I'm going to say that they got the Pioneer deck off Amazon.
Yes.
They're throwing it in. They're doing it themselves.
I'm going to say they put in actual lowering springs instead of cut springs.
Yep.
I'm going to say they actually bought their first set of real tires.
I'm going to say
Oh, that's almost level 3.
You think so?
territory, I feel like, yeah.
I feel
Because I remember when I did the Eclipse and I went and bought those fucking atrocious wheels off of Marketplace because they were black and they were 17s and I was like, that's what I need. But they came with like balloon tires on them and they were honestly like dry rotted. They were shot. They were like completely, and it was like I ran them even though I probably wasn't supposed to. But then I remember it was like I want to get new tires for these wheels.
Yeah.
And that was like one of like the first like real big purchases I did for that car.
Interesting. You're a smart cookie, I think.
I think level 2 is also getting into knowing that you want to get good fitment for your wheels. I don't think your brand
Understanding it.
Yeah, I don't think you're brand specific quite yet, but I think you understand it because I remember after I had my first like car that I modified was the 3000 GT, and that had like the whole O'Reilly's bucket thrown at it. And then when I had the Audi A6 2.7T, I did the manual.
Okay.
So I kept the manual. I thought that was fun. But then I remember I was like, I want to get the right wheels. And I didn't quite know how any of that worked. But what I knew is that the Euro community loves putting other model wheels on older cars.
Yep.
So I went and I found authentic RS4 wheels and then had them painted Mistachrome. So like purple and gold. And like it was a crazy colorway. And I had no idea what the offset was or anything like that, but I knew I could make them fit. And then we put, I think they're like Nitto Neogens or something like that on there. And dude, I remember having it without the suspension, and I was like, this is the ugliest thing in the world. So I bought ST suspension coilovers.
Damn.
I remember getting the box. My dad was like, what is this? I'm like, coilovers! So I took my dad and we went to a European shop in Minneapolis from Eau Claire, dropped the car off, hopped on a train, went to the Mall of America for the day.
Damn,
came
what a
back.
day.
They dialed in the suspension for me. They installed it. I saved up my money. It was $400 for them to do it.
Jesus.
And I remember getting the car back, and I was like, this is the prettiest car I've ever owned in my entire life. Dude, the fitment was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say at level 2 car enthusiast for myself, I didn't know tire brands. I didn't know what was good, what was horrible. So I wasn't on, that was late for me. Getting on the tire game was late for me, which I wish would have happened sooner.
Yeah, I will preface that the tires that I got, I'm pretty sure they were Vicelli's.
Yeah, I can't even remember what
literally
tires I was
went
buying.
to like the one tire shop in town and was just like, I know I want this size. What's the fucking cheapest thing that you have that looks cool?
Yeah.
Like that's all that mattered.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say maybe you get new tires, but they're not a tier 1, tier 2 tire, probably tier 3 or tier 4. And then you get some wheels and they're a little bit more entry level, but I'm gonna say you bought them brand new and the fitment's decent, or it was close enough and you're adding a 5 mil spacer.
Yeah, I think the spacers.
You got to have a spacer on your car at some point.
There is a mistake though. At a level 2 car enthusiast, you're gonna get two things right. You're gonna get cocky, and then eventually you're gonna make a mistake. I think you're gonna go in and you're gonna make a mistake with like your stereo system. I remember the first time I bought a stereo deck thinking I could do it. I remember tearing out my OEM one, and then I looked at all the cables and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
And so like you have to cut certain things and like put it to a new connector.
Yeah, put a new pigtail.
I ruined that whole process.
Yeah, I remember there's like a week I went without my radio because I didn't realize what I was getting myself
No, I had
into.
no idea. I didn't know there was even that many cords going into a radio. I just figured it was like a power.
I didn't plug.
Just plug a new one in.
I didn't know what a grounding issue was in mine, and I thought I could not for the life of me figure. I specifically remember sitting in my fucking driveway at like 10 o'clock one night on a Sunday. So I had school the next morning. My dad's yelling at me to come inside and stop fucking with the car. And I could not for the life of me. I had the old radio like sitting, and something was still plugged into it. I can't remember. It was like sitting there, and I had the new one, and I'm like, it's not fucking powering up. Everything is plugged in. Everything is connected to the right thing. And I would set the new one on top of the old one, and it would power up. And I'm like, what? And I'd like take it off and power down. And I like said, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Right? I'm like, I'm delusional. It's too late. I'm losing my mind. And then I realized that the ground was still attached to the old one, and it was grounding it out when I set it on there. I was like, oh, but I had to sleep on it though, because I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck. So I'm like, I need to sleep because I think I'm imagining that it's turning on right now.
I remember, has there ever been a point? Okay, so level 1, level 2.
Hold on, I have a question. When does painting your brake calipers come into play?
Level 1.
Okay.
I've never done that.
I did. I do all the time. If I have a non-upgraded brake kit, even as like a fully grown adult, I'm painting them bitches some color. I do think like a level 20 car enthusiast goes for, and I'm biased, but I think when you get up in the echelon of mods, when you get like the big brake kit and you don't paint it a bright color, but you keep it really modest, I think that is like the most subtle flex on a build.
You got to do
Ever.
You got to do a quest to unlock that. That's why that's down the line.
Okay, so the question I have for you guys is there like a thing from your first car that you modified to now, whether it's a tone or a style or a type of mod that has always stayed the same throughout your builds? Like there's something about, the way you like your cars that you always try to keep it in every single car?
Ooh, let me think. Well, it's tough because like the first couple I did, I feel like was me just trying to find what that even was, like what my style was. I don't even think I had a style until like I got to my Cobalt. And I think the one thing I could never really get away from was I always wanted that shit low and tight. I wanted that fitment fucking spot on, whether it was tire, the rim of the wheel, and I lowering it more than I probably should.
We have to give credit where credit is due. Dakota in Wisconsin had some of the best modified cars when you were like when we were well in that scene. I remember even the Cobalt, dude. I remember when you had the Cobalt and you'd post that up on WCC.
Fitment was good on the Cobalt.
Fitment was good on the Cobalt. Then you had the Evo. Fitment was
good on the Evo.
Rad on that. Then you had the Supra. You had
the
other
ST.
cars. You had the ST.
Crazy
Good. Then you have the Supra.
Which was like meaty tucked.
Crazy good. You've always had good fitment on your stuff.
Thank you. That is just something I've always really liked, is getting that. And even like now too, if you look at the 4Runner, obviously I'm not lowering it, but I got wheels and tires that are like flush with the fender. I just like how that looks. I like that.
Fills it out.
Nice, fill out. So I think that's what stuck with me.
Giles, you got one?
No, I don't think so. I can't call anything.
You've kind of mixed it up with each car that you've gotten. Different styles. I feel like
I'm still in that, honestly, like figuring it
like
out.
discovery.
I haven't really had much of the opportunity to go do outside of like the RX-8. The RX-8 was like the first one that I really went like all in
buck
on.
wild.
Like that was like my first like real like I'm gonna modify the fuck out of this car. Like the FRS was really good too, but I do feel like I've always managed to come back to like when I look at the FRS specifically, and then where the RX-8 kind of wound up. It was always like more like functional.
Yeah,
kind of, like the FRS had like a decent tire on it. It was like a very functional setup. Like had like some functional aero, like the big like front splitter on it and stuff like that. Like it was like a real chassis mount splitter.
That
Like
engineer in you
yeah,
wants it to
I
work.
think it was. It was like if I'm putting something on the car, I want it to make sense
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
have a function to it. And obviously, I want it to like look good too. But it was like, it was always very like mild, but functional. And the RX-8, like the first rendition of it, was super not that. It was super out there. It was super wild. It was very bright, very loud. But then at the end of it, it's like I took the big wing off.
You dialed it way back.
We
cleaned it up.
we went with just the black color on it, like tightened the fitment up. Got like the carbon lip figured out on it. Got the side skirts figured out on it. Got like the rear spats figured out on it. Like just made it all like cohesive.
It was a functional show car.
Yeah, it was.
You drove it down to Tennessee and back, and I think you had to do that first rendition with the RX.
I wanted to get it out of the way.
You had
like,
to, because
I
you have
wanted,
to know what you like and you dislike, and you learn that by going all the way to one extreme and then the other.
Yep. Yeah, that car taught me a lot, and I'll be forever grateful of that car.
What about you, Alex? What theme stuck with you between all of your vehicles, would you say?
I think I've always enjoyed like finding the platform that is just like a little like one-off.
Sure.
Like just a little bit
Yeah, I would agree.
different. I think I've never been good at finding cars outside of ones that have like kind of fallen into my lap. I think most of my cars have always been like, I got this because this was the popular version and I wanted the non-popular version. I don't know what it is, if it's like the hipster like in that.
I think it's just it's like you wanted to do something different.
Yeah, like I remember I always say like the S4 era when that was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Is like I found that the C5A6 had the same engine, the same trans, and I'm like I'm gonna get that instead because I think it's kind of neat. I remember when people were going out and like talking about how cool getting an early gen Camaro was, like a 70s Camaro. This was like a huge thing back in the 2010s and stuff. People were getting those old IROCs and stuff. Like I really loved the Datsuns. So like I was big into 240Zs and I loved the 240Z, and I didn't think anybody really liked 240Zs. Back then it felt like nobody had them around.
Yeah, I feel like you're the only one that meets with them.
Yeah, I know. I love
It was like
I
an
love those.
older person car.
Yeah,
It really was.
And, like it was like, oh yeah, my dad had one of those back in the day. And
And so I think like I enjoy that. If I could, like the next era of cars for me, if I were to go into like 2026, is I really want to find like 80s Alfa Romeo. I'd love to find an early 80s Quattro. I'd love to find an early 70s Merc and like go backwards in time, like go further back and find some of those fun looking cars and just like make them proper. Like I still don't own a late or mid 70s Mercedes on air suspension, and that kills me. Like I want one
That would be
so
cool.
bad as a
Those would
daily
be so
driver,
sick.
just something to like cruise around, doesn't go fast, isn't loud, but like you look at it and you're like,
It'd be like
that shit's dope.
the Gloria, but more calm.
Yeah, like the Glory was another pull, right? It was like this weird
it was a goofy one,
car
but it was
that
good.
people
That was
didn't
a
quite
hit. That was a hit.
quite know. And so I have a car coming, it should be here in like a week or so, and it's a little bit more common, but like the story is unique. So I think maybe it's like, I don't know, fun stories. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. We hope you enjoyed and you had a good week. We hope that you have enough leftovers to stock your fridges.
Yeah, happy
and
Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I know it's a day late, but
If you guys are looking for car parts, today and through the weekend into Monday, we have big Cyber Monday deals as well. Definitely worth checking it out over at MartiniWorks.com. 35% off Koenig Forged. I think it ends up being like 10% off, 15% off Fortune Auto. I know BC Racing, BR Series, $125 off. Continental, $110 off tires. Michelin, $80 off. Yeah, 15% off on ceramic, TPMS. That's all the good
Definitely
stuff.
worth it.
We've got deals on Kansei. We've got deals on Enki. We've got deals
Stage.
on Stage. Ferrata's $200 off for a set of 4 wheels, which is absolutely awesome. Like, we have been on such an incredible journey this year with all of you, and we are so thankful to have the support. We really do give a shit about doing this the right way and growing MartiniWorks into a place where everyone can feel comfortable modifying their car. And so we hope you guys and gals have enjoyed being a part of that. And if you're looking for stuff, reach out. We'd be happy to help. And yeah, thank you so much.